Pick up any drone built in the last 15 years and count the propellers. The camera drone in the shop window, 4. The racing quad some kid is threading between car park pillars, 4. The inspection drone crawling around a wind turbine blade, 4. Every flying taxi concept in every render on the internet, 4. Or 8, or 16, which is just 4 with extra steps. Now look at a helicopter, one big rotor on top, one little one at the back. And that machine has had a 100-year head start. We have been flying helicopters since before your grandparents were born, and we got extraordinarily good at it. Hospital roofs, oil rigs, mountain rescues. So why did almost everything that learned to fly this century quietly walk away from the design we spent a century perfecting in favor of a coffee table with a fan bolted to each corner? The answer is not that the quadcopter is newer and cleverer. It is very nearly the opposite. But to get there, we have to start with the thing the helicopter worked out first, because a quadcopter is what you get when you throw that thing in the bin. Ask most people how a helicopter climbs, and they will say the rotor spins faster. It is the obvious answer. It is also wrong. A helicopter's main rotor turns at a single speed, all the time. Open the flight manual for a Robinson R-44, an ordinary 4-seat helicopter, and in flight that rotor is legally required to sit between 404 and 408 revolutions a minute, a window 4 RPM wide, whether you are climbing, cruising, or coming down. So how does it go up? It twists the blades. Put your hand out of a car window on the motorway. Held flat, it slices through the air and nothing much happens. Tilt the leading edge up a few degrees and your arm gets shoved towards the roof, hard. You did not change the speed of the car. You changed the angle. The part that pulls this off is the swashplate, one of the most quietly ingenious objects ever bolted to an aircraft. 2 plates wrapped around the rotor shaft, one standing still, one spinning with the blades, joined through a bearing so they slide and tilt as one. Push the assembly up, and every blade twists together, and the machine climbs. Tilt it, and each blade twists a little more on one side of the circle and a little less on the other, every single revolution, so the lift leans and the helicopter leans with it. Which leaves the obvious question, why not just spin the rotor faster? Because you would be standing there waiting. A rotor is a long, heavy piece of metal moving fast, and heavy spinning things do not change their minds. Ask one to speed up and it gets around to it in seconds. An aircraft that takes seconds to answer a gust of wind is an aircraft that has already met the tree. So the helicopter took the hard road, one speed, variable pitch, and a rotor head with hundreds of moving parts turning over your head, which a mechanic inspects the way a doctor reads a chart. Now pick up a drone propeller. Plastic, weighs almost nothing, held on with a single nut. It does not twist. It cannot twist. There is no mechanism in there to twist it, because there is no mechanism in there at all. Which means a quadcopter has thrown the helicopter's entire control system away. No swashplate, no pitch linkages, no rotor head. 4 propellers bolted to 4 motors, and the only decision it can make is how fast each one spins. 4 numbers. That is the whole flight control system. Climb, all 4 speed up together. Lean forward, the back 2 speed up, and the front 2 ease off. The nose drops, and the thrust that was holding the drone in the air is now also pulling it across the sky. Yaw is the beautiful one. Look closely. The propellers are not all the same. 2 spin clockwise, 2 anti-clockwise, on the diagonals. That is not styling. A spinning propeller always tries to twist the aircraft the other way, and pairing them in opposite directions makes those twists cancel. Speed up a single diagonal pair, and the canceling stops being perfect, and that leftover twist swings the drone around on the spot. It turns by being deliberately unbalanced, so the entire aircraft is 4 motors, 4 propellers, and arithmetic. The coffee table has fewer moving parts than your office chair, which should have made it the obvious design from the start. Simpler, cheaper, almost nothing in it to wear out, and sketchable on a napkin by any first-year engineering student. So why did the world spend 100 years building the complicated one instead? Because for almost all of that 100 years, the simple one could not be built. Everything a quadcopter does rests on one assumption, that a motor can change speed instantly. Motors are historically terrible at that. It is why the lights dip for a moment when the fridge compressor kicks in. Shoving a stationary lump of metal into motion costs far more than keeping it moving. Scale that problem up to a helicopter rotor and it is hopeless. But scale it down to a propeller the size of your hand, molded in plastic, weighing a few grams, and the physics quietly changes sides. Small, light things have almost no rotational inertia. Ask one to spin faster and it simply does, in thousandths of a second. That is the trade nobody says out loud. The quadcopter is not better than the helicopter. It is smaller, and at small scale, a completely different way of flying becomes available. You still need something to command those motors. Drone motors are brushless. No little carbon contact inside scraping current onto a spinning shaft. The current is switched through the coils in the right order, from outside, by a board called an electronic speed controller. You tell it 40% and get 40% almost before you have finished asking. Then the third piece, the battery. 4 motors all lunging for power in the same instant is a violent demand, the entire gym going for the same squat rack at once. A lithium polymer pack hands over that current without flinching. A pack from the 80s would sag, brown out, and drop your aircraft in the grass. Brushless motors, cheap speed controllers, lithium packs. Line those 3 up and the quadcopter stops being a drawing and starts being a thing you can hold. And it still cannot fly. Not with you holding the controller. Nobody mentions this on the box. A quadcopter is not a stable aircraft, not even slightly. Balance a broom upright on your palm. The instant it leans, gravity does not politely put it back, it pulls harder in the direction the broom is already falling. You are not holding that broom up, you are catching it, over and over, forever. A quadcopter is that broom. Tip it 1 degree and nothing pushes back. All 4 thrust vectors lean with the airframe, so it starts sliding, and the lean gets worse. Left alone, it does not drift gently down, it flips. And before anyone writes in, a helicopter is not self-righting either. NASA said so in plain words in 1966. Nothing that hovers gets any help from the air. The difference is not stability. The difference is the clock. A helicopter misbehaves slowly enough that a person can keep up. A quadcopter does not extend you that courtesy because you are too slow. Measured properly, a human being needs about 230 milliseconds to see something, decide, and move their hands. That is not a flaw in you, that is the wiring. And in that quarter of a second, a quadcopter has already picked a direction and committed to it. So sitting in the middle of every drone ever sold is a chip doing the one job you cannot. It asks which way it is actually tilted. We pulled that sensor apart in another video, compares that to what you asked for, and nudges all 4 motor speeds. Then again, and again, somewhere between 400 and 8,000 times a second. 3 questions, asked continuously. How wrong am I right now? How long have I been wrong? How fast is the wrongness changing? Blend those 3. Push the motors. It is the most boring pilot imaginable. Never tired, never distracted, and it has never once looked at the view. So when someone says a drone stabilizes itself, they have it backwards. Stabilization is not a feature sitting on top of the flying. Stabilization is the flying entirely. Switch that chip off in midair and you do not get a harder drone to fly. You get a falling object with 4 fans on it. All of which makes the quadcopter sound like a thoroughly modern machine. There is one problem with that story. Somebody built one in 1922. The 18th of December, McCook Field, Dayton, Ohio. The United States Army Air Service was paying a Russian-born engineer named George de Beautazat to build them a helicopter. What he wheeled out was an X, 4 arms, and on the end of each an enormous 6-bladed rotor. The same coffee table, a century early, and the size of a barn. They called it the Flying Octopus. And it flew. Not a hop, not a lucky bounce. Over the following months it made more than 100 flights, and on one it went up with 4 men clinging to the frame, purely to prove it could. But it never got much above roof height, and in the spring of 1923, the Army canceled the contract and ordered it scrapped, not because it would not leave the ground, but because it was complicated, unreliable, and exhausting to fly. The record of those flights is blunt. The pilot's workload was too high when hovering to attempt lateral motion. He was too busy holding it still to go anywhere. At almost the same time in France, Tien Omican flew his own four-rotor machine a kilometer around a closed circuit, 7 minutes and 40 seconds, the first time anybody had managed that in a rotorcraft. So the layout was not waiting to be invented. It was invented, flown, photographed, and abandoned, while the world spent the next century perfecting the complicated one instead. Except those four rotors still twisted. Every one had its own pitch control, worked by a pilot with both hands and both feet occupied, because in 1922, no motor on Earth could change speed fast enough to fly on thrust alone. De Beauthisat built the shape. He could not build the idea. So the four arms are 100 years old. What is actually new is throwing the twisting away and letting the motors themselves do the controlling. And that only became possible once something could sit in the middle and do the arithmetic. Nothing about the airframe had to change. The pilot had to become a chip. The quadcopter is not the helicopter's successor. It is the helicopter's older, simpler sibling, sent to its room in 1923 and finally let out when we got around to building it a pilot. The genuinely open question is what happens when you scale the coffee table back up. Every flying taxi render on the internet is quadcopter shaped. But big rotors are heavy rotors, and heavy rotors are slow to change speed, which is the exact problem the swashplate was invented to solve. Watch what those companies actually build, rather than what they render. A century-old answer has a way of coming back. Either way, I'm Techster, and the next time you see one of those things hanging dead still over a park, the impressive part is not that it is flying. It is that something inside it is catching it, 1,000 times a second, and has never been impressed with itself for a moment. Hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you want pulled apart. I read them, and half the good ones come from you. This video is AI made, and a real human team went through every line of it before it reached you. That mattered more than usual here, because a story this good is exactly the kind that gets repeated wrong for 100 years. If something still slipped past us, tell me, and it will not happen twice.